Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my page, y'all. Welcome to the replay. Come on in, y'all. We're gonna play with the tulip pattern. I've been wanting to play with this for quite some time. So when you get here, hit the heart button, sprinkle the video, and let's get started. Let me know where you're watching from, what you're doing today. Keyword is tulip. I've got a tulip pattern that we're going to try. So, my name is Amy from A to Z Designs. And if you don't see a red box right there, that just means you're catching the replay. So just comment #replay. Helps me out a ton. And let's get started. So we are going to use our shadow box. Okay. And I'll explain here in a second why. What's up, friends? Hey. Hope y'all are having an awesome day. I'm going to scoot back so that you guys can see everything. And we're going to give this a try. Okay? So, first thing is first. This is called tulip pattern. So, I'm just going to curl my fingers across here. Slide this out. I save the bag that it comes in. And we're going to slice this up. There are cut lines on this, okay? So this is considered a size D, 18 by 18, and there are like 2 lines, okay? So I'm going to put my finger, my thumb, in between the transfer and the backer sheet and take my transfer trimmers, and we're just gonna go along the line and cut it, okay? That way it stays kind of all in one piece on my backer sheet. So let's do this first. And we're going to try this together, and I'm going to teach you how to use this. So as I was mentioning, I cut it like on the backer sheet. You could take your scissors and just cut it like this and have 4 squares. But I want to be able to put all of this directly on the backer sheet once I'm finished. All right. So as I mentioned, we're going to take our shadow box. This is pretty awesome, y'all. It's got a really strong magnet right here to keep it closed. And it comes with a wood piece that you can take out. So we're just going to remove these or slide these prongs over and push the board out. And now you have this. You could, if you wanted to, chalk on the front piece. It's like a plastic, but it also has those little prongs that you can remove. But we're not going to do that today. We're just going to chalk on the white side. Okay, it does come double-sided. It has a wood grain side. So, what we're going to do first, your transfer has a few things on it that you need to be aware of. So, right here in the corner of each little square, and I don't know if you can see it, you have a registration mark and then you have a number. Okay, so this is number 1. Then you've got number 2, number 3, and number 4. And that's the order that you're going to put the transfer down. Now, question for y'all. Anytime that you are layering paste, what do you need to put down in between the layers? Go Chiefs! Hi, Marcia. I'm going to attempt the transfer. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling it will be great. Hi, Bonnie. How are you? And Vanetta and Janet and Barbara and Ray and holy cow, all my friends are on. What is up, people? We just got our grocery delivery for the finger foods that we're going to eat. So tell me what you put in between the layers. Yes, wax. So, first things first, I'm going to grab my fuzzing cloth and we're going to start with number 1. Okay, so I'm going to peel this off and we're going to fuzz it. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for now and we're going to fuzz it. Okay, we are applying it to a wooden surface. This is just applying lint to the back so that it doesn't stick too well to our surface. Okay, and I've got 4 different colors that we're going to use. Got Peachy Keen, Guava, Pesto, and Sage to attempt our project. We shall see. Hello, friends. I hope you're having a great day. All right, so I'm going to just put some fuzz on the back of this. Lint. I fuzz my transfers on the side with the tag. This is called a fuzzing cloth. And then we are going to lay this down on our surface. Okay. Now, this should fit perfectly on our little square, okay, that comes in the shadow box. Now, what I am going to do is I think I'm going to use some placement tape because I want to use those registration marks to my advantage. Okay, so give me just a second and I'll show you what we're going to do. Because this is a layering project. So I have, if you can see this, the registration mark in the very corner is kind of on, kind of off the board, okay? So what I'm going to do is take 4 little pieces of my placement tape and slide those right underneath each corner. That way, I can apply a little bit of paste to those areas because the registration marks are silkscreen, so that your paste will go through that screen to basically chalk your registration marks. All right, so let me make sure all of my air bubbles are out. And we're gonna go start with Pesto. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's see, hit the heart button if you're excited for this. We're gonna start with Pesto first. And we're just going to drag the paste over the screen, covering up all of that white silk screen, because it's white because our background is white. And you just drag your paste, pick up the excess as you go. And I gotta remember, y'all, that I need to chalk those registration marks. So let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here in the corners and just add my paste to the registration marks. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Hopefully. All right, here we go. So I don't want to peel up the tape, okay? So I'm going to start peeling this off. Don't take off the tape, don't take off the tape, don't take off the tape. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my cleaning mat just so that I can clean as we go today. We're not in a hurry. We're just having fun experimenting, right? Hey, y'all. So, Barbara, this board that I'm using, that's a great question, is the wood board. It's not the boutique surface. I mean, it might come off, but it may stain a little bit. And I'd hate to tell you that it would without trying it. So we're just going to put the tape down just to be safe. Okay, so I clean the front, then I'm going to clean the back. Because the paste does go through the back, so right now it's sticky side up. So let's clean this, clean as you go. You could take this to your sink if you're doing it at home. And just, it's a lot easier that way if you do it. But I have the mat here to show y'all for tutorial purposes how to clean your transfers. And then I just take a paper towel and just clean off all of that water. Okay, so then I'm just going to lay this back down. Not going to line it up perfectly. I'll do that in a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dry it, and then we need to wax. Okay, so I'm going to slide it over here. Get my wax out so I don't forget. Hey, friends. Serving tray, yes. If you did chalk the registration marks, would they be hidden by the frame? You know what? That's a great point. Yes, they would. You're absolutely right. Y'all are so smart today. I mean, you're smart every day, but y'all are on it today. So comment the word tulip. Should be working. Let me just double check because you never know what's going to happen. Yes, it should be working. All right, dry this, including the registration marks. We're going to go in and apply some wax. So technically this is going to have 4 layers. And I think it's going to turn out really pretty. But who knows? You never know. That's why I'm here trying it with you right now so that you know how to use it or create with it or how not to create with it, depending on how it turns out. What pattern is that? I didn't see it when I bought new stuff. Sandra, this is called Tulip Pattern. It's a size D. Size D. Okay, that's still wet. You really want to make sure it's dry because I'm going to take my wax applicator and go over the entire thing. And I don't want the paste to smear as I rub my wax on. So let's just be extra careful, as always. Just by touching it, making sure that it's dry. All right, let's grab our wax and put wax all over it, okay? That way, we protect this first layer so that it does not peel up. So all of the supplies are in the shopping list, y'all, whenever you comment tulip. If you are interested in any of this, feel free to comment the word tulip. Okay, so that's good. So we're still going to need our wax. Then we're going to go in and do number 2. So number 2 is, let me grab my fuzzing cloth, part of the tulip itself. So let me peel this off, make sure that I have number 2. Apply your lint or fuzz, whatever you want to call it. I don't know yet, Marsha. I think in a few weeks. Aw, that's so fun, Kim. Congratulations. Congratulations. Hi, Karen Craig. All right. I want to make sure. Sometimes, you know, people may say, like, I over fuzz. I don't really care. I fuzz a lot. Just because I always, very cautious, I guess, when it comes to this stuff. All right, I think we're good. So now, here we go. So, keep it like that. Let me see my number 2. I'm going to find the registration marks, lay it down. I'm going to start by locating one of them. And then I'm going to put my finger on it. And then I'm going to focus on locating the next one. Put my finger on it. Just like so. There's number 3. And number 4. and just pushing all of those bubbles out. Okay. And now we're going to go in with Peachy Keen. This is a very light pinkish color. And we're going to do all of the tulips. Okay, here we go. Grab this color. And we're just going to do the exact same thing. Drag it over the screen. Where you see your tulips. I think I might fall in love with this transfer, y'all. Now, if you had a bigger surface, you would just need to repeat this same process, same steps over and over so that you cover your entire surface if that's the look that you're going for. Okay, pick up my excess. I think I've got everything covered. Yes. Slide the rest into my jar. Close my jar. And we're going to peel it up. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay. Y'all see it? It's kind of hard to see, but I don't want to... Look, that's what we have. That is step 2. Okay, so I'm going to set it up there. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm making sure that I keep my board the same direction. And I don't like turn it, because I know that I have, when I line up my registration marks, I'm looking at the number in the corner so that it's upright. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good point, Barbara. So if your transfers are really sticky and you don't fuzz well, you could potentially stretch your transfer when you go to peel it up after applying your paste. And I would hate for y'all to do that. And then your design gets all out of whack because now it's stretched. All right, let's clean this one. And I didn't chalk the registration marks on this number 2 because I already have them chalked on my layer 1 tape. Okay. Thanks, Cheryl. Okay, let's clean this. Just dry it off. Get off that water. Clean as you go. And then we're going to set this down and slide this up here, and we're going to dry again. So it's kind of a lengthy process, but just follow the steps. Take your time. Now, number 3 is going to be more of the stems. So let me get this nice and dry. And then we're going to apply more wax. I'm going to put my wax out here. Thanks, Rosalind. How are you? Hi, Rainey. Hi, Paula. Don't touch it too soon. Like I did. Just barely touch it with your finger, just to make sure that it's dry. The paste does not take a long time to dry, y'all. But again, I'm going to go and apply another layer of wax. I want to make sure this is really dry so I don't smear it. is not dry. Okay, I think we're good. All right, wax again. We are ready for the Super Bowl. Okay, so here we go. Again, applying another layer of wax because we're layering our paste. I love these colors so far. All right, I think we're good. Okay, slide this up. Don't turn it directions. Let's grab number 3. That's it. Nice and well, y'all. Hi, Kara. I have a daffodil and tulip farm in my community, and the various colors are amazing. Yes. I bet that would be fun to go to and see all the different colors. Because tulips can be any color, right? I mean, right? Hi, Diane. Okay. Overcautious Amy over here. Buzzing her heart out. Just so that I don't make a mistake. I'm not perfect, but... All right. Slide this down. Find my number. Then we're going to line up 1 registration mark. And then put our finger down. Right there. Line up the second one. Line up the third. Okay, I'm already off. Hold on. Just be patient. Line up the registration mark right there. Okay, follow it over here. Follow it down. Okay, now we're good. So, because this one is another piece of the stem, I'm going to go in with a lighter green. Okay, so we're going to go in with sage. The eggs. Which eggs? That one in the frame. Okay, so let's do this one. This is sage. And I'm just going to cover the entire thing so that it adds the additional color. Whoops. To our stems. Picking up all of my excess as I go. And just making sure all of my silkscreen is covered. Okay, and I think it is. Slide my excess back into the jar and close it up. All right, here we go. Oh, that's pretty, y'all. That is so pretty. Okay, carefully hold it up. Y'all see the different greens? That's so cool. Okay, let's clean. Clean as we go. Just easier for me. Isn't that pretty? Take my board eraser. These come in a 2-pack. These are so amazing. I love our board erasers. They go right along with cleaning your transfers and cleaning your reusable surfaces. And y'all, honestly, I have used them to clean the paste off of my mat in case I got it on there, and it comes off just fine. Very easily. Okay, what did Debbie say? You did, Holly, yay! Well, now you know how to do it. If you're talking about those eggs, those are called cracked eggs. They are on Etsy. They're standing. All right, clean this off. Make sure all of your paste is out of the screen. That is super important. They are, Debbie, the board erasers are a must. Okay, take a paper towel and clean off all of that excess water. And we're going to lay this down on our backer sheet over here. And we're going to dry it. So see, there's like repeatable steps, right? Let's dry it. And then we have one more layer. So we're going to wax again. And this time we're going to use guava. Now, this one shouldn't take as long to dry because there's not as much sage on this board. So pretty, y'all. And this is not hard. Like, don't be intimidated by a transfer this size because technically it's 4 smaller. Just go slow and you'll be okay. All right, let's apply our wax. Hey, Lori. Hi, Bernice. Okay, so let's apply our wax all over. And I think with the guava, it's really going to make those tulips pop nicely. Oh, don't turn it. Don't turn it. I almost turned it. Did y'all see that? I mean, I don't, because this is the first time I've used this, turning it may or may not be an issue as far as your registration marks and the different layers, but I don't want to chance it. So we're going to keep it just the way it is. And we're going to grab number 4. Okay. And like I said, you will see the numbers in the corner of the transfer on each of these sections. All right, let's fuzz this really well. Hopefully, Debbie, that's what you were talking about, those eggs up there. You may have said something that I didn't see. Thanks, Gloria. How are you? All right, fuzz. I'm kind of pushing firmly just to make sure that all of my silk screen gets the lint on it. Because this one has a lot of sticky, because anywhere that you see through it is the silk screen, and that's the sticky part, and I don't want it to peel up my paste on my previous layers, so I'm being extra protective. Okay. Hi, Kathleen. Which team has Taylor Swift? The Chiefs. Hi, Diane. All right, here we go. Ready? Let me locate my number. Right there, number 4. And line this up. Line up the registration mark first. And then find number 2 registration mark. So that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. So now I'm just going to press down lightly. I'm not going too hard. And grab our guava. Hi, Janet. How are you? Okay. Grab our guava. And cover the entire screen. There are places on the tulip that it's going to hit. And then there's also like little bitty dots throughout the transfer to add that pop of color throughout. Come on. Now remember, y'all, pick up all of your excess because you can reuse your paste. Whatever you did not use that's on your squeegee. Okay. Slide the excess back in the jar. And put it in my little water cup there. Me too. This would be a pretty gift wrap. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is gorgeous. So, so pretty. Okay, let's clean this. And then we're gonna see what's next because I have an idea. I don't know. Well, I'll show you here in a second. We're gonna put it in a shadow box after we dry it. I think it might need something else that y'all can tell me. Try it again. Clean off all of your paste. Whoops. And then we're gonna flip it over. Good grief. And do the exact same thing on the sticky side, because now it's facing up. And clean off all of that paste. Okay. My hands are dirty, dirty. Colors do look great. I love it, I love it. Okay, clean this off. You'll know, you'll just know, like whenever you've gotten all of your water off, because you certainly don't want your paper towel to stick to this. But you'll know whenever it's time to stop wiping your transfer off, okay? All right, so now, since that is finished, I'm going to remove my tape from the corners. And we're gonna dry this. That is so cool, y'all. I love it. Hi, Autumn. Thanks, Donna. Me too, Cheryl. Some days I use black and white, some days I use color. Depends on how I feel and the project. All right, so there's not a whole lot of paste on this fourth layer, so it shouldn't take long to dry. So awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna put it back in the shadow box, but I have something I may put on top. Okay, so it opens this way. So what I'm gonna do is flip it over and put it on the back, and then just slide my little, what do y'all call these? Prongs? Sliders? I don't know. But there's that. Okay, so it's really, really pretty by itself. However, I was thinking that it needed something else, and we have this transfer that has kind of like a tulip, but y'all call it whatever you want. And we have the shapes that go with it. So I thought I could chalk this just using the flower in the 4 colors that we used and glue dot it to the board. What do y'all think? Should we just try it if we don't like it? These are reusable, so you don't have to keep it on there. You can take it off. Let's try it. Why not? We got nothing else to do. Okay, so let me grab this. This is, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 different pieces. Let me grab my fuzzing cloth. Let's try it. That's right, Peggy. Let's just try it. If we don't like it, we don't have to add it. Okay, so this flower does not have a whole lot of silk screen. So I don't want to over fuzz it because I need what is sticky to stick to the cutouts. We shall see how this looks. Small butterflies would look pretty too, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up all of my jars and see what we come up with. Let's just experiment. Okay. let me kind of get these positioned how the transfer is, because we're going to slide these underneath. Okay, so that goes like that. All right, this goes here. And then we've got this one here. This is probably the trickiest part, y'all. Okay, so there's one. Let's do this one. There's two. Let's see, I don't know that we're going to be able to do this piece at the same time. So we'll just do the little leaves. How's that sound? Okay, so there's that one. Not sure why I did it that way, but it's fine. And we're going to lift this up and slide this one in. Okay, just like so. All right, let me think about this. So I'm going to do, let me think. Let's do this part in the guava to make that pop. Let's do the top. Like I said, if we decide not to use this, this is a reusable surface, this shape, and we can always wash it off for a later date. Okay, let me just get all of that covered. Let me grab, for Peachy Keen, another mini squeegee. Make sure that I don't go over the line. Cover this. Good, good. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the leaves in sage. And then we'll do the stem in pesto. Now you can use whatever colors you want. You do you. Just like that. Okay. Now we need to do like the actual stem piece. So what we're gonna do is take these out. One by one. Place them over here. Just go slow, y'all. Go slow. Okay. Now, I did get some sage on the stem part, so it's probably smart of me to just clean this first before I use the stem. Before I chalk the stem. That way, that sage is not going to clog that specific part of my stem where the pesto won't go through. But maybe you think otherwise. Okay, so that's finished. Let's dry this, and then we'll do our little stem piece, and then we'll see if we want to add it, okay? All right, here we go. So I'm not going to fuzz it because there's very, very, very little silk screen on the stem, and I need it to stick. So let's grab pesto and just slide it on. Yes, I'm glad I cleaned it. So that is the stem. It's itty bitty. All right, let's clean this. Flip it over, And then we'll dry our shapes just to make sure before we touch them. I don't know, we'll see if we use it or not. Okay, so this is my transfer. I have the backer sheet. So I'm gonna lay it sticky side up. Take the white side, not the yellowish side. Line up the corners, line up the edges, press it down, and now we're good to go. Awesome sauce. Hi, Vicky. So I am right-handed, but sometimes I do chalk with my left hand. Depending on where the lines are on the transfer, it's easier for me. All right, let's pull these over here. Let's dry these before we see what it looks like in our shadow box. But this is what we have originally. This is the tulip pattern, y'all. Hit the heart button for me if you love it. I think it's so pretty. It's not hard. You just gotta go slow. Dry, dry, dry. Make sure everything is dry. This is the last piece we did. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so originally, as I mentioned, I was going to, let me take this out. It may be easier for y'all to see because when I hold it up, everything's gonna fall. Let me just push this out again. Okay, so I just thought by adding this to our frame, so let's see, I'm gonna look at the transfer. I've got this one here, we have a solid one up here, then we have this one, and we have this one. Can y'all see that? It's gonna be hard. But that was kind of my thought. Or do we just take it off? With or without? I kind of like it like that. It doesn't cover as much of the tulip pattern as I originally thought. I like that a lot. It does give it dimension. All right, so let's see what I got here. Let me see if I have any glue dots. I've got some glue dots. Lots of widths. So maybe we should just do it. Do it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do for spacing purposes. I'm going to put it back in the frame because some of the outside of this frame is going to cover up my board. And I want to make sure that I am centering it with the frame showing me, okay? You could add it to the outer plexiglass. That's a really good idea. You really got me thinking. We could even add it to the inside. Let me see. I don't know, y'all. What do y'all think? Okay. I'm gonna do it. And because this design, this transfer, doesn't have words on it, I could even flip this and do it on the inside without adding the paste to the outside. I could put moss, yes. Okay, hold on. We're just gonna experiment. But I think the little cutouts are cute too. Let's see. I don't even know if I'm gonna get this straight because this is kind of hard to see. Okay, let me see if I can get this straight. See how sticky it is when you touch the plexiglass? So many options, I know. It's fine. I got all the time in the world. Okay, let's do this. No, that makes it worse. Okay, y'all, bear with me. We're going to make this happen. Right there. Okay. Lift it up. Make sure that I don't have any air bubbles. Stay. Smooth. Can y'all see that? Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, let's just do the same thing. Here we go again. Y'all are just full of ideas. I don't ever think about stuff like that. I need to start thinking like that. Oh well. Okay, let's grab a mini squeegee. Cover the entire top area. Let's grab our multi-tool. Okay. Now we're going to do our leaves in sage. It'll work kind of fast, y'all. It's quiet. Okay, then I'm going to hop over and do my pesto real quick. Multi-tool is great for these little bitty pieces in your transfer. Just like so. Grab sage. And see what happens. All right, set that aside. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I won't clean that. Y'all have seen me clean enough. Let me just spray it and dry it. Look. That's really cool. Never thought, y'all, never thought. Now, there's a little bit of bleeding on the stem, so I'm just going to grab my detail tool and scratch it off. Done, son. Okay, here we go. Let's grab our board here. So I guess it really doesn't matter. Place it back in here after I put all of my fingerprints on it. Let's see what we got. That's awesome. Look, y'all. What do you think? You like that better than the shapes on the actual board? What do you think? Ooh, looky there, y'all. That is so cute. I love it. That's it? Okay. You like that? Awesome. Well, thank you so much for helping me today. I love the pattern. I love it. I love it. And I think taking the same colors we used on the pattern for our little flower just seals the deal. So, y'all have a great day. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the game. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to comment tulip to get the supplies. Bye, friends.